Everyone. They got lost in Dragon Spell. He's only 5 minutes late. Yo, stream started, guys. Are you ready? Sorry for the delay. I was trying to set up this timer thing. How's it going? Am I live? Is my shit glitched? Tenma War win? How many likes is it at right now? Let's check. How many likes is Tenma War at? Hold on, chat. Yo, they hit 25k likes. Oh my god, I'm cooked. Yo, Clark Bailey, what's good, bro? Welcome to the stream. What happened to the Greatest Estate Developer? I finished Greatest Estate Developer. I had to wait for something and I accidentally read like 30 chapters on my phone. W Face, thank you, bro. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Yep. Thank you. Dude, I'm so cooked. You know the Tenma War video? Just a little secret for you guys. I don't think that video is going out until like July, like June, or at the latest it'll be July, because that video is gonna cover everything from volume 16 to end of volume 19. So that's gonna be a long one, because volume 18, I think most of the video is going to be about volume 18, like the meetings that happen in volume 18. When are you releasing Tenma War? Guys, I haven't even started working on the Tenma War video. Like, I expected, yeah. So when I asked for 25,000 likes, I think that video was going to hit 25,000 likes around July. But you guys are insane. That video hit 25k likes within a week. In like 6 days, it's already at 25k likes. So like I have notes and everything written down. I know how I'm going to structure the video, but I haven't even started working on the first draft of the script. And you know the Eastern Empire video, right? That video went through like 3 different drafts, because the initial script was written in September, end of August of 2024. But then the slime season ended and I started working on One Piece videos, and I started working on solo leveling. So my focus went into solo leveling rather than Tensura. So I was like, I'll just do it when the new season comes out. And then about like 5 months ago, I started working on that video again, did another draft. That came out to be around 10,000 words, and Zach was helping me with that. He, like, shout out to Zach. He scripted the initial draft of the script. Like, basically, he gave me a layout of all the events that happened, and then I made a lot of changes to it, where the final script ended up becoming like 14,000 words. So it went through like 3 different drafts. It took a long time to do it, plus the editing, and then I created the really cool map for the entire slime world. Yeah, it was a big project. Do you guys want to see the big map I made? That's a lot of work. Yeah, and that's not counting like all the editors that worked on it. Each of the editors worked like 10 to 15 minutes on that video, right? Let me show you guys. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Before I start the episode, this is actually so cool. Hold on. Where is... There you go. So you see this, right? Let's do... Hold on. It takes a little bit of time for it to load. I like knew nothing about how to do I don't know anything about like 3D design or anything. I had worked on Unity uh, for a bit when I was in high school, right? So I knew nothing about how 3D design worked, but I really wanted to make this map, so I learned how to use this Gaia software. But then the first initial one I made it the wrong way, turns out, and I got completely cooked. Hold on, let me add the skybox. So I made this entire thing, learned this software, and then I learned how to use Blender for the actual animations. And the goal was for me to create like a website where you guys can like walk around the map and things like that. Um, but oh, you guys can't even see the map on this website, huh? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Okay, there you go. You guys can't even see that. So it made this entire map. Crazy stuff. And then the editors used it. It was very successful, but later on, right? I wanna improve on this map where uh, it becomes clearer, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. Anyway, there's like so much stuff I made, you guys. There's a whole so we have a folder where I like redrew the entire map and made it higher quality, and each country is like separated into four different files, so it's easier for the editors to show things. So yeah, it was a lot of work. I'm really happy with that video though, because like you everyone enjoyed the video a lot. So yeah. But I might do these episode reviews more often. I didn't do the last few episode reviews because I knew they were all going to be dead, like them going through the dungeon. And after the dungeon stuff is done, now we're going to have the meeting with the Council of the West this episode. And after that, it'll be straight hands. And then we're going to get to the Chloe time loop section of the novel. So that should be really fun as well. That's kind of it. Is online site I can read Rimuru light novel? I don't know. I have like all the novels downloaded, and I bought like all the different volumes, so I'm not sure where you can read it now. There was this one website called like slimereader.com, I think, but this is like 6 years ago. This is like before even season 1 came out. That's how long ago I was reading Slime. But back then, I think we were at volume 15 had just come out, I think. But Slime didn't have like official. The English translation was way behind, right? So there was this. There were a few people online who would do like fan translations. So that's how I used to read Slime, right? So in those fan translations, they called Rudra Ludora. So like it's stuck in my head that Rudra, the emperor of the east, is actually Ludora. So that's why I keep going back and forth between Rudra or Ludora. And a lot of people in the comments of the Eastern Empire video were like, "Oh, it's not Ludora, it's Rudra." Well, that's where the mix-up comes from. Agi CEO says, "I wish that was this core, but it won't be." Yeah, I heard. This is not confirmed, but I heard that this core is gonna be 24 episodes. So I think my assumption is that. So we're gonna get to the Rimuru versus Yuki fight, Rimuru versus Maribel fight at the end of episode 12 or episode 13. And then we're gonna get into the whole Lubelius situation in volume 12 that happens. Volume 11. And we're gonna finish volume 11, and the season of Slime is gonna end right as Guy Crimson shows up to Tempest for a meeting. I think that's where the season's gonna end. And then the second core of the season is going to be the preparation for the Eastern Empire War. So the events of Volume 12, and we're going to end 12 episodes with the beginning of Volume 13, where the fighting actually starts. So I don't think we're going to see the Eastern Empire War until the end of Core 2. But because 60 episodes of the season have already been announced, I'm expecting them to adapt entirety of Volume 15. So we're going to end Season 4 of Slime. All 60 episodes are going to end when Rimuru beats the Empire. Velgrand switches sides, and Rimuru sends Velgrand through like all of time, space, the multiverse. And the season's going to end with the Tenma War being foreshadowed. Or I guess teased. That's where I think the season's going to end. Oh, wait, the official says Ludora. The translation I have, it says Rudra, right? Huh. Crazy. What is my favorite character in Tensura? I really... this is such a basic answer. Some of the events with Diablo is always interesting. Anytime Testarossa and the Demoness colors, they show up, it's really fun. The antics Veldora gets to do. I always enjoy the Veldora fights. Like Veldora versus Dagrul. That happens later on when Dagrul gets taken over by Feldway and the Angels. That fight was so cool. That was really rewarding. I got a hot take. Like Rimuru fights, other than Rimuru True Dragon versus Velgrand and Veldora, other than that fight, I feel like some of the other fights that happen with the subordinates is way more interesting. Dino is the GOAT. Yeah, Dino is really funny. But man, we're gonna get Dino coming to Tempest, I think, in a few episodes, right? So when Dino shows up, I think episode 7 or 8, Dino is gonna show up, and then he's jobless, right? And Rimuru just gives him a job. And he was supposed to be a spy. Like, so Guy Crimson sent Dino to spy on Rimuru and Tempest's progress, but this dude gets a job, and then he's just like, damn, I kind of like it here. And he stops reporting back to Guy. What happened to your eye? Oh, I was just born like this. It's called congenital glaucoma. I'm like blind on my right eye. That's what it is. What was written in your paper, in that paper that made Rimuru angry? Guys, I haven't watched episode 5 yet, so I don't know. I don't know what was written in the paper. Who was the MVP of Tenma War? Well, the real MVP of Tenma War is Kurnoa, right? Because if Kurnoa doesn't use time stop, because at this point in volume 19, at the climax of the Tenma War, Rimuru can't use time stop fully. And all the top tiers of the world, like Feldway, Ludora, Michael, they all know time stop, right? Guy Crimson. And Rimuru, even though he has CL was still analyzing how time stop works, so he hadn't fully awakened it. So Michael could have literally killed Rimuru at that moment if Kurnoa doesn't step in and save him until Rimuru gets what's Azathoth and Sub Niggeroth before he gets that. So I would say Kurnoa. Gopta is easily the best character. Yeah, man. Gopta scenes are so funny, man. Every time Gopta's there. Well, how was your theory about Rimuru being well? Hey, we don't talk about that. I'm gonna make a dedicated video explaining volume 23, the final volume of Tensura. So just wait for that video. I'll explain how technically my theory about the Rimuru and Veldanava is also correct if you really think about it. So I'll explain that in that video. Yeah, Kurnoa is indeed one of the MVPs. Yep. Without Kurnoa, Rimuru loses against Michael and Feldway there. Because in Tensura World, right, time stop is the pinnacle of power, where, like, if you're someone who doesn't know time stop and can't access the time stop dimension, I guess, like, someone who knows time, they just stop time and just cook you, because you can't react if you don't have time stop when time is stopped. You see the movie yet? No, I haven't seen the movie. I was gonna go watch the movie, and then I got the slime video was supposed to be uploaded like few days earlier than what was what actually ended up happening, and I got really busy compiling all the different parts, so I couldn't go watch it. I had to cancel the ticket. Unrelated, but are y'all going to cover Wistoria? Yeah, we are planning on covering Wistoria. I think Yusuf has read Wistoria, so he's covering Wistoria. We're also there should be a Iruma-kun video coming out. I think Sunday or Monday, and then after that, we're also gonna do Witch Hat Atelier. That should be fun. Luminous is also a top MVP. Yeah, Luminous is pretty cool too. Oh, dude, Luminous getting bribed. So in Volume 18, right, after the Eastern Empire War, there's a big Walpurgis meeting of all the demon lords who are going to discuss what's going to happen when Michael invades. And Rimuru basically bribes all the different demon lords to his side, because in that meeting, Rimuru doesn't want to reveal that he has CL, a manas within him, and he has angelic skills. He even has ability that can basically change angelic skills due to the power of Raphael, King of Wisdom, which evolved into CL, right? So he doesn't want to reveal, he doesn't want to show all his cards to the other demon lords, so he needs to like outwit Guy Crimson and other demon lords into acting like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm just a slime, bro. I don't know shit about this world. So he bribes Luminous to his side by telling Luminous that Ramirez has built a whole ass beach inside the dungeon, and Luminous really enjoys going to the beach and music and things of that nature, right? And he's like, yeah, you can like have fun at the beach inside the dungeon and no one will even see you. That was pretty cool. So Tensura ends after Tenma War. It's a little complicated. It's a little even after the Tenma War, I guess after Volume 19, there's still 4 more volumes, because you have to beat up Ivaraj. Rimuru gets sent to the end of time. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Alter skills into more powerful. Yes, he can alter skills into more powerful versions. August is right. What happened to your eye? Bro, I just explained it. How do you think the cosmology of Tensura scale as a story, not as a power scaler? Man, you know, I'm not a power scaler myself, so I suck at power scaling. Whenever I read novels, mangas, I look at things first from a narrative perspective, and if you're looking at cosmology, Rimuru, I guess, would be multiversal level by the end, right? To me, I'll explain this in my Volume 23 video, but the cosmology of Tensura is like basically based on Hinduism, and you have to think of it like Veldonava is the god Brahma, Rimuru is kind of like Vishnu, and Ivaraj, the evil, I guess, the destroyer dragon, is Shiva. And when you look at Tensura from that lens, a lot of from the Hindu mythology lens, a lot of the things that happen in Tensura makes a lot of sense, and how there are different multiverses, different universes being created, destroyed over and over again. But I'll explain that in the big Volume 23 video. Yo, what's good, Immorality? Welcome to the stream. I'm about to watch the season 4 episode 5, but they keep asking me questions about what happens in the novels. You would look god with beard, bro, like Vikings. I can't grow a beard, bro. Just worried and wondering. Oh no, don't worry about it. It's fine right now. What did you thought after you found out about Rimuru being bro, I can't read that. I can go closer. I'll explain that in Volume 2. Guys, stop asking me Volume 23 questions. I'm making a dedicated video. The next Tensura video is going to be I think, an episode review for next week's episode because some crazy shit is gonna happen in next week's episode. And then after that, there'll be the like every transformation of Rimurus, including his final transformation. So I'm making that video right now. What was written on the paper that made Rimuru angry? I'll explain it once we watch the episode, chat. I think power scaling should be which author can beat the other up. Nah, I get you, Bailey. I get what you're saying. Next week gonna be dope. Yeah, next week's gonna be crazy. And then after that, we're gonna have Dino coming to Tempest. We're gonna have Diablo coming back with the Demon Sisters. All of that is gonna be fire. I would like to hear your thoughts after watching episode 5 and include that are not included in the episode and why Rimuru got rage baited. I'll explain it all, you guys. Hold on, chat. Let me set this up so I can start covering this. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Could you make a video about ReZero? I am planning on making a video about ReZero. I think I'm gonna make 2 videos about ReZero. I just reread the novel again, but I don't think I'm making more than 2 videos. I'm too swamped with slime, and I like ReZero, but it's not my type of manga or anime, I guess. I'm just not into ReZero as I am with slime or some other isekais. It's too... ReZero feels too anime to me. Like, a lot of the tropes and things like that, I just get kind of bored when they start yapping a lot. Which waifu you love? In Tensura, I would have to say Testarossa. Does the 3 Demoness join in this season? Yes, they will join this season. On which site do you watch anime? I watch anime by... I have a thing set up where I just download things, but I usually use Crunchyroll. I have a Crunchyroll account as well. But right now, I'm watching it. I just have the episode magically on my computer right now. Is Fuse a good author? Not in the type of shonen. Yeah, I really enjoy Tensura and how it's written. Like, even before, I guess when season 1 was out is when I started reading Tensura and I caught up to the novels. So I really enjoyed reading that. And I've read Tensura like, what, 2.5 times, because I've reread from volumes 10 through volume 23 like 2 times. So I would say I get 3 times in a way. I would say 2.5 times. So I really enjoy it. So many anime websites were taken down, really. Y'all need to use Nyansai. That's where I get my anime episodes from, usually, if it's not on Crunchyroll. Which character will die and make us sad? Guys, no one dies in Tensura, come on. What is your alternative to Crunchyroll? My alternative to Crunchyroll is the high seas. I have this thing set up where if I want an episode, I click a request button, and then about 10 minutes later, that episode or the whole season of anime is magically in my computer. If you know, you know. You started back in volume 10 before this season? Yeah, a lot of people started in volume 10 from after season 2, because I think when Rimuru becomes a demon lord, that's when the Clayman fight is one of the first big events in the novels, right? And after that, the second big event that happens, in my opinion, is Time Loop Chloe. That's going to happen this season. Did the narrative of Suspended World ever get explained properly? Is it a more complex time stop than, for example, yeah, so they basically gain access to a dimension that's like, I guess, over the normal physical dimension of Tensura. That's what Suspended World basically. Suspended World is just time stop. It's a different word for that ability. Read it like you read Tensura like 20 times? That's crazy, Bailey. That's witchcraft. Nice plot armor you have there, acquiring early access episodes. Hey, if you guys know how to set up Jellyfin with with Servar, Radar, and Usenet, it's a superpower. Look into that. For educational purposes only. Because YouTube strikes you if you start talking about these topics. I'll probably end up rereading again from volume 1 to 23 before the end of the year. Yeah. I think when season 5 drops and I have to do Tensura episode, like videos again, I might reread again. Tell us, how did Rimuru escape from the edge? Yo, I'm gonna explain that in the video. I'm literally working on that video right now, explaining Rimuru's transformations and his entire final ability. So just wait for that video. I don't wanna yap on too much. All right, are you guys ready? Should I start the episode? I can't show the episode, so I'll have the timestamp on screen, you guys, and then I'll also have, you see that white space? The subtitles will be shown on that white space so you guys can see where I'm at in the episode. All right, you see the bottom of the thing. Isn't that OP, chat? Hold up. All right, are you guys ready? Why isn't this playing now? All right. Man, I usually, whenever I watch Tensura episodes, I have a whole ass meal in front of me, but since I'm streaming it, I can't eat my food while I watch, guys. 2 OP skill you have there. Yeah. You can also go the Streamio route. There's Streamio and Dbrid services. All right, let's play. Yo, can I say something, yeah? This is a fucking demon lord from one of the strongest countries in the world. Where is his escort to Ingratia, bro? Why is a random dude at the DMV just stamping his passport like that? He should be greeted by like the king of Ingratia, man. This is a fucking demon lord. Come on. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Bro can't eat the chicken sandwich that was promised to him 3,000 years ago. Yep. Oh, I had a friend who used to take over. Yeah, like a few years ago, we used to do the thing where half was recorded by like Yusuf, half was recorded by me, but we stopped doing that. Like nowadays, it's like one of us is in charge for an anime during the season, or if we have questions, we collab. Like with One Piece chapter, me and Yusuf have a discussion, and then usually I'm the one scripting the chapter and recording it, except last 2 weeks because I was sick, and then Yusuf was doing that. Why underestimate him so much? Why he need an escort? Bro, it's not about escort. It's about showing the might of the nation type shit, you know? Because they start disrespecting him because he doesn't come in with a huge group of people into the council, right? That's what the paper was all about. Let's keep watching. I'll explain it. Look at this. Like, his country is the same size as this entire like European like Western Council, right? Like Rimuru's country is bigger than most of the country, almost all of the countries in the Western nations. The only reason the West is even allowed to exist is because of Luminism and Stella Rozzo with Granville Rozzo's benevolence, right? And and these guys disrespect my goat so hard during this episode. I know, you know. I come on, come on. Like, if another country's like leader shows up, like let's say, like the leader of China comes to the U.S., right? You get a whole escort. There's like press conferences and all this shit. It's like a national event, right? And this one of the biggest countries in the entire West. I guess there are monsters, so they're like racist against the monsters, so they give them zero respect. So I guess I can see it why they don't have an escort or none of that. But right now, it just feels like these are just a group of adventurers just strolling into a city, right? Not a leader of a nation going to another nation to broker a treaty. You know what I'm trying to say? Because when I was reading the novels, right, in my head, the way I imagined Rimuru going into Tempest was like, it was like a huge event, like in my imagination. So that's what I'm trying to say. Oh shit! Why did my headphone turn off? Hold on. Just notice the slime in the background? Yeah. Yo, I was moving my room around all over the place. So ignore how messy things are in the back. Man, this opening is actually so sick. It's crazy that they have Diablo doing stuff in this opening. Bro does nothing, bro. This until he fights Rain. I'm gonna be pissed if they put him in a trash hotel. Aggie said Rimuru did that to himself. He intentionally wanted to be underestimated. I guess that makes sense. That's a good point you bring up. I guess it was intentional, but but like if it's intentional, I guess he learns his lesson and he starts throwing his aura around later, right? Yeah, I'm doing the volume 23 video, guys. Yo, he treating her to everything. Appreciation for everything you've done, guys. Do you guys know how rich Rimuru is right now because of the dungeon in Tempest? Like this dude basically owns the dungeon, right? And the dungeon is making him billions upon billions. Insane amount of profit. This dude is rich as hell. But he pays Ramirez 1 gold coin, right? Yo, they're gonna get dripped out too. Yo, I'll see Atomic video. I can't show the video, guys. It's gonna get strike. Nah, he caught him. Come through dripping. You missed everything, bro. Yo, that dude's dripped out. Bro, he does not care about them. He only cares about the Huz. Did the light novel explain the exchange rate? Yes, they did. I'll probably upload volume 23 video early June. There's gonna be all Rimuru transformations explained coming out in a few weeks. Bruh. Yeah. Okay, thank God they gave him a good hotel. Yo, I explained this in the video chat. You got clapped by Glenda. Yeah, Rimuru does not get rage baited. But he does use his aura to full potential next week, though. Bruh, she told him twice. Remember, guys, the entire plan for bringing Rimuru to the council was so she could manipulate his greed and control him with Mammon. I should probably make a video on Yuki, right? His entire story explained. The real main character. Oh, that looks so good, bro. I'm so hungry. Yo, they're against the Gorosei? Hold on. Yo, they're all dripped out. He looks like a little kid, bro. He looks so unassuming. Common noble tropes, basically. Why does he have his one of his eyes closed, like, bro? That does not make him look tough. Oh, they basically want to steal the Magitarian technology, right? That's what he's like. Oh, give us the product. We'll do it ourselves. I hate how they laugh. Actually repulsive. Did you play games? Like slime games? I don't think I've played any slime game. Bro's about to get interrogated, bro. They already tried to steal Magitrains. Bro, it's just a hack. He didn't read shit, bro. Raphael just took over. Imagine you had that IRL. That'd be OP. All the work. Yo. What is this, bro? That was crazy. I hope the animation improves. I hope they're saving it. Yeah. Yo, is that what you guys wanted to know about? What was written in the paper? Basically, right? The proposal they give to Rimuru is for the monsters to join the Western nations because they see Rimuru and the monster nations as beneath them, right? So they're treating them like the ones with a lot of pride are treating Jura Tempest as like a like just this is a trash country with all like stupid ass bums who can only be used for manual labor, and the only thing they have going for them is the backing of the demon lord, right? So they basically uh, told Rimuru on that piece of paper that if Rimuru and Tempest join the Western nations, they won't have the same rights and protections as the Western countries, and instead they'll basically be treated as like a second class to be used to create the magic train systems and different trade routes and highways across the Western nations too. Like Rimuru and Tempest aren't getting anything in return, like good trade policies and things like that. But in if the Eastern Empire attacks the West through the Jura Tempest Federation, Rimuru has to use all of his soldiers, all of his might to counteract against the East. So, like, all the casualties that might happen with a war against the East, Rimuru will have to use his own forces to try and fight that. So they're just using Tempest as like body shield, and that's kind of what it is written in the paper. I don't think in the novel we know exactly what was written. I think Raphael and Rimuru, like, he kind of summarizes. They basically are trying to disrespect us. So that's what happens. That's what was written in the paper, guys. Anyway, and now you guys know. Next week's episode is gonna be cracked. By the way, Rimuru is gonna use all of his aura. Did you cover Eminence and Shadow? No, I didn't cover. I like the anime, but I tried reading the novel, but it's too much. I don't know. I didn't enjoy the novel as much as the anime, so I kind of stopped reading. So I never ended up covering it. Maybe I'll cover it when the new season drops. Who knows? Because it just feels like he just has like his waifu harem, and he's just running around, like, and everything goes according to his plan. And it just feels like the plot and the story is bent towards him always coming out on top, and I kind of got bored reading that over and over again. Uh, yeah, that top three, yes, that's all they said. Yeah, basically. What a nice build up. Now I understand why there is no discrimination trope when they come to the city. Yeah, I was surprised that Eminence even got an anime. It was the most dude. You guys need to like. When I was reading Eminence, it was yeah. That's exactly what it was. Way too generic for my taste. Ryan in chat says next episode is gonna be fire. Yeah, next episode is gonna be really epic. I hope. I pray. Okay, I pray to Veldanava that next episode we have good animation, because if we go back, yeah, you know when Rimuru flipped the table, they didn't even animate him flipping the table. It felt like, you know what they do in Record of Ragnarok, where there's about to be a fight and they don't want to animate. They just show like a really well drawn panel, and then they just like pan through the shot. That's how it looked like, right? Like, you didn't even flip the table. It was like they put the assets on Premiere and just keyframed it. So I hope the animation is better next episode. Otherwise, man, Slime is cooked. Eminence is a good bad anime. Yeah, I really enjoy the Eminence in Shadow anime, but the manga and I was just reading it is too much of a slog. No need to think while watching. Yeah, exactly. Slideshow. Yeah, it was. If it did feel like a slideshow. The colors were nice though. Like this bit. Like I like the colors and everything, but it's just one picture being panned, guys. Even the aura, it didn't hit. They blue locked that shit. Yeah, they blue locked that kick, bro. Exactly. They got inspired by blue lock. After reading volume 23, did you think Sid can forcibly take? No, I don't think. I think Rimuru is way stronger than Sid, but like I haven't read too deep into Eminence and Shadow. Also, like Eminence and Shadow, I feel like the kind of character Sid Kagane is, it's like whatever he says, like the universe bends around him, right? Where Tensura, like Rimuru, even in the end, it's kind of not like that, where he has to have intent behind his actions for it to revolve around him. So I don't think so. Yeah, that's JoJo shit. Yeah. Oh no. Oh my god. That's what I thought of, bro. Exactly, JoJo shit. They better be put all their effort. Yeah, they better put all their effort in the next episode. But especially the Yuki versus Rimuru fight and the Maribel fight and the Chaos Dragon versus Milim fight. I guess that got off screened in the novel anyways, but Chaos Dragon versus Milim fight was pretty cool. Yeah, why he got angry? He got angry because they basically, the agreement that they presented to Tempest was completely discriminatory. Think of how like European nations treated African nations in treaties and things like that. That's basically like they're looking at Rimuru and Tempest as like second class citizens for the Western nations, where they do all the work and they don't get any of the trade benefits. That's kind of what is written. Maribel fight. Well, bro, it was a fight technically. Come on, they went aura for aura and Rimuru won. That's a fight, right? But Yuki versus Rimuru fight, that was really interesting because I don't think people realize how busted and strong Yuki actually is, because he's one of the strongest people in the Western nations, even by Empire standards. If he kept taking it seriously and kept rising through the ranks of the Empire, he would make it to top 5 in the Empire. So Yuki is very busted, especially after he gains Maribel's Avarice ultimate skill. Yuki's on a different level. And by the end, like later on, he becomes even stronger. I think wasn't Yuki's last existence value was like over 10 million, right? Can you tell us about the Star Vault? Yeah, I'm making a video on that, bro. Chill, chill. Stop asking me stuff. Stop asking me about things that happens after like well, like volume 21. But he got clapped. He got clapped because the people he was fighting against were just like a higher caliber every time. Like luck just wasn't on his side after Rimuru showed up in the Central World. Like Rimuru, throughout the story, right? Rimuru is shown as like a like a figure. He's like a wrench thrown into the gears of the Central World. So like Yuki just got outclassed by him almost every arc. Right now, who is stronger, Rimuru or Yuki? Rimuru, for sure. Can you tell us what are not included in the anime? I think this was pretty much everything was the same in for this meeting at least from the novel. The only thing I would say is I think we hear more thoughts about the things happening from Benimaru and Shion. They kind of feel like NPCs in the anime, but just you know whenever they like entered the hall, right? There was like a bit of an interaction between like Gurimeru's side and the Western nations, but in the anime, it's just shown as like, oh, the Western nations, they just see the monsters as like lowly, but there's like eyes being locked on, like people's thoughts were said, but I guess like they kind of relate it with their facial expressions and all that. I don't think it's that much different than the novel. A lot of the stuff that the novel expands on, right? Especially to do with side characters, I think we can just glean it from their facial expressions and how they're acting physically. Gave bro Jogo treatment. You strong, but you always fight. Exactly, bro. That's a great point. Yuki got the Jogo treatment where he kept fighting the strongest people. Like, bro thought this is ridiculous. He thought he could control Konoha, bro. And he brought out Konoha, who knows time stop, and even if the time loop stuff doesn't happen, Konoha is at that moment in volume 11 is strong enough to fight and kill Rimuru, Leon, and Luminous at the same time. And Yuki the rat thought, yeah, I can handle her. You cannot handle her. Your brain is working on another level. Yeah, Rimuru got clapped. Yuki got clapped. They caught Raphael saying if someone was sniped next to Rimuru, people would think he did it since. Oh, you mean earlier in the episode? Oh, that's a good point. At the moment, right? Granville wrote so, and Yuki's thoughts were aligned, where they just wanted to Yuki wanted the strong weapon of Konoha. Granville wanted to kill Rimuru, and getting rid of Rimuru would also help Yuki in a way. Why is anime so slow? Is it slow? When is Jijin introduced? I think Jijin got introduced in Slime Diaries, right? But once we start talking about the dungeon again, I think we're gonna get more info on Jijin on the main anime. But Jijin and Apito got introduced in Slime Diaries, right? I don't know. Tensura doesn't feel that slow to me. I feel like there's like two sides of Tensura fans where there are people who are just there for the fighting and the aura moments, and there are people who enjoy Tensura for what it is. Where to me, Tensura is kind of like a chill, uh, almost slice of life anime, like a nation building anime with action, right? And I feel like there's another side of the fan base who sees all of these meeting episodes, like them, like half of this episode, where they go shopping, like they just see that as like, why would they show that? Like, just cut that shit out. Like, we didn't need to see Shuna and Benimaru and Soe getting clothes, bro. That shit was lame, right? But I don't know. I kind of enjoyed that. Please explain. Only anime viewer. What do you want me to explain? Who is Chronoa? Oh, you want me to explain who is Chronoa? Look up Anime Ball's Deep Time Loop Chloe video on YouTube. That video will explain it to you. Who is Chronoa? 60% of Tensura fan base is just there for power. Exactly. You know, there's this one side of the fan base who saw the cool fights that happened during season 2 and end of season 1, where Rimuru was aura farming, he became a demon lord, all of that, right? And they expect Tensura to be that anime all the time. And then when they start watching the show and it's meetings after meetings, Rimuru going to go make a fucking dungeon, which doesn't feel like there are no consequences. When Team Avatar goes and fights in the dungeon, to like a normal person, that feels like a filler episode, right? If you're just here for like, oh, I want to know what happens with the war against the Eastern Empire and Rimuru becoming a true dragon. Why does everyone say that Rimuru can beat Goku or Saitama? Like, I want to know about that. But then a fan like that starts watching the anime and it's like some anime bullshit, like with a bunch of tropes. They kind of get disappointed. It's basically slice of life with some fights. Exactly, Aggie. 60% of Mashoku Tensei is like showing normal side. Yeah, a lot of these isekai shows, especially Japanese isekai shows, are like that, right? True for some weird reason. I don't know why people are trying to compare Slime and ReZero. Yeah, I think ReZero and Slime are two completely different shows. Bro, Chacho working. Bro, I gotta work on One Piece chapter review after this stream. And then I'm gonna keep working on the all 11... I don't know how many transformations it's gonna come up to. I'm still working on that video. A video that's gonna be out on May 20th. I think next week I'm gonna do a like episode review, like a proper episode breakdown video on Saturday. And I'm gonna do another stream for Tensura, 10 a.m. Central Time or 11 a.m. Central Time every Friday. I'm gonna do a Tensura watch along, so come watch it. Did you make a video about council meeting? No, I'm gonna make a video about Rimuru taking over the West next week, and where I'm gonna talk about this episode and the next episode. I just said 11, bro. I just said 11 as like a placeholder, but all the transformations of Rimuru throughout Tensura, I think it'll come out to be about like 7 or 8, because he becomes a slime. He becomes the sorcerer dude in Team Avatar. That's another transformation of his. He becomes a demon lord, a true demon lord. He becomes a true dragon. He evolves again after gaining Sub Niggeroth and Time Stop. There's final form Rimuru. I think it has to do with the way it's done. Like sitting at a table can only feel so engaging. Yeah, that's a good point, Aggie. Like when I'm reading it on the novel, it feels way more interesting and impactful. Like you saying that reminded me, right? One of the best parts of Tensura for me was during volume 18, and this isn't fighting, right? So in volume 18, after the prologue, I think chapter 2 or chapter 1 is the Walpurgis meeting after the Eastern Empire War, and that entire meeting chapter is just the demon lords sitting at a table, yapping to each other and having a meeting. And that's like one of the most memorable chapters of Tensura for me. I had so much fun during that chapter. But in the anime, that'll be like 3 episodes of just yap fest of the demon lords talking, right? What's the dynamic between Jijin and Diablo? They're just cool. They're just Rimuru simps. They find uh, common ground and simping for Rimuru. Jijin is closer to Veldora than he is with Diablo because Veldora is Jijin's master. Like they train together in the dungeon. You make transformation video already? No, that's every time Rimuru leveled up. And that video is like way out of date since I stopped at volume 19 or volume 20 on that video. So I don't talk about the final arc. Great volume. Yeah, volume 18 was really fun. Even Leon Cronwell and him talking with Elmesia in the Sorcerer's Dynasty of Thalion. That entire interaction was really fun too, and learning more about Daggerul and Luminous's relationship. It's really, really cool. Second Walpurgis is around 120 pages. Is good. It was 120 pages. That felt like so short. If you could have one of Rimuru's ability, which would it be? That's that. It would probably be. It would just be Raphael, right? Like having the ultimate skill Raphael or CL inside of me would be OP. But having a lot of Rimuru's abilities, right? Without him having Raphael, it wouldn't be as OP. For example, you have Beelzebub, the ability of Beelzebub, where he has this giant stomach. He can take anything and turn into anything. But the main OP thing for Rimuru is actually that anything he eats, his other ultimate skill, Raphael, can analyze it and reproduce it, right? So that like Raphael enhances most of Rimuru's skills. So I would take Raphael any day, or just CL, yeah, basically. Void God Azathoth. Okay, so what happens is that Rimuru gains access to so many ultimate skills and so many different abilities, right? CL finds it easier to compress all of those skills into one giant skill, and that's what all of the skills where they're named after outer gods from the Cthulhu mythos. They're all skills which CL combines different powers from different ultimate skills into one big outer god skill. That's what those skills are. What CL can, like, imagine you just have Beelzebub. Like, I guess I'm just eating everything, right? And I don't gain weight. Chat GPT CL, basically. Anyway, that's enough for the stream, you guys. I'm hungry, and I need to work on One Piece video. I'll see you guys next week. I'll definitely stream the next episode because next episode is gonna be fire, big flames. Glenda Atlee is gonna show up next episode, and Rimuru is gonna flip the fuck out. That's in the Lovecraft mythos. It's not outer gods. It's other gods. Do you plan to read in more manhwa? Yeah, I want to read more manhwas on stream. It's just last few months I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to. Nihility is like stardust energy, not skill. Yeah, good point. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.